Justin wants to know what I think about the historical tradition of condemning universalism. It's not quite as historical as you might think. In fact, in the early church, there were, well, if Augustine is to be believed, a lot of Christian universalists. And we certainly know of some very eminent and prominent Orthodox Christian theologians in the early centuries who were universalists. So in the early days, universalism lived comfortably alongside eternal torment and annihilation as three alternative Christian views on punishment in the age to come. That changed for a variety of complicated reasons. The reason we tend to think that it's considered condemned is that in the Fifth Ecumenical Council, some of the teachings of Origen's successors were condemned in an appendix to the proceedings of the council. But what's important to appreciate here is that it wasn't universalism per se that was condemned at that council. What was condemned was a particular species of universalism, one that was tied to all sorts of dubious ideas about pantheism and so on. So the council and the church never has condemned, for instance, the council and the church subsequently has never condemned the universalism of Gregory of Nyssa, for instance. Gregory, who is widely regarded by the church as one of the key theologians in forging Christian Trinitarian orthodoxy, and is considered to be a father of the fathers, was a very overt and clear believer in universal restoration. He was not condemned because he did not subscribe to the particular species of universalism that was under the critical eye. But of course, with this condemnation, there was a turning of the tide, and there was a tendency to try and avoid anything that looked like it might be even close to the condemned version of universalism, and this did make universalism very much a minority sport. And it came to be considered by some Christians, but mistakenly so, as heretical. But it's not actually heretical. It denies nothing in any creeds, and it's never been formally condemned. Within the Catholic Church, hopeful universalism is permitted, and within the Orthodox Church too, and Protestants have always had Christian universalists popping up, certainly from the 17th century onwards. So it's a small stream, but it's always been there. What do I think about the idea of calling it heretical? Well, it's not. It denies nothing that's central in Scripture and nothing that's central in any Orthodox creeds. So that's fine. And what does the second part of the question say? Blah, blah, blah. What did I think about that I'm innovating beyond what the Bible clearly says? Well, Christians have always recognized, including conservative Protestants, that Christian theology can proceed both by looking at what the Bible explicitly teaches, and secondly by looking at what is a logical inference from what the Bible explicitly teaches. And I would say that universalism, there are some passages in Scripture that appear to explicitly teach it, but certainly it is a logical inference of what Scripture teaches. But it's not. So I'm not going beyond Scripture in a way that is doing anything, I think, other than bringing out the implications of Scripture. So that's okay. So I say. I mean, might be wrong. Well, that's all I've got to say about that, really. I probably said something more profound about it somewhere else, but I can't think what off the top of my head. Maybe you'll have to read the book and see if I do. I'm sure I do. I just can't remember. Bye.